What's up, boys? We got another video for you here. I took a little bit of time off. You know how it is. I've been trying to get this Mel deck to work like crazy, and it's so hard. It's so hard to pilot. To actually like win consistently. But I got a couple games for you today. Hopefully, you guys like Mel. Yeah, let me know if you like it. Here we go. All right, here we're just jumping in, playing against the Cannon. I'm running purple Mel. To start here. Uh, Mainly just because Alan ZQ said that he's running tempo purple Mel, and I wanted to really get it to work and try to figure out his list before Barcelona. But yeah, this is what we got. So we top deck the 2-drop. Pretty clutch. He goes with Up from the Deep. So we're gonna go towards Abandoned Hall, I think, so he can't run over our Traveling Merchant. See what we do here. So yeah, immediately go into Abandoned Hall. Get some value. There's an argument to say I should have discarded the Dredge Up instead. But I'm hoping maybe that the I'll just be able to draw into more tentacles. So yeah, he's in a little bit of a crossroads here where he can try to take over the merchant, and we just abandon Hall with the Stupefy. We don't get any discount on the minus, but we do get a +1 because of the abandoned Hall, and you can't run over our Traveling Merchant. So yeah, he's just gonna score some points. Pretty standard play. So yeah, he discards the Star Cross. That's good for us. It means he has one less later down the line. Our turn. I'm thinking here. The Zondwarns is pretty good value for us if we discard a Dredge Up, maybe. So yeah, we kill off that. Go in with the Tentacle, get another point. Yeah, we do discard the Dredge Up. And here we draw a Zed, which is huge. Zed is massive. And I think we just chill. If he comes in with Kennen, we'll have to make him use some resources in order to actually kill the Traveling Merchant, because Stupefy on Abandoned Hall is just busted for 1 energy. And he can't just conquer the other battlefield also easily. So he stack decks. He does have the Empowered Cannon legend, so he can just use that assault, but we want to make him use it on something small rather than having it come back to us in the late game. So we Stupefy. See what he does here. So that's approved. We pass over to him. And he just uses the Cannon Legend. So now at least you can't take both battlefields easily. So the Traveling Merchant dies. He rides the wind. Yeah, that's really busted. Low-key thinking about adding Purple Cannon to like a mail list or something to just try and get the flow discounts. So yeah, that's good. Don't know what we're doing here. Oh, he's stacked X. Pulls a Nocturne. Pretty good for him. He's got to pay, though. Just not cost. Just letting him know that you got to pay the purple for the Nocturne. And he gets in cannon and powered again, so our traveling merchant play wasn't the greatest, I suppose, but you know, got to make him actually fight for it. So we go ahead and conquer with Zed. Nothing he can really do. We create a shadow clone, and we get the researcher down. Debating whether or not I should empower it. We still would have one up to use Zed's action ability and swap it, but we just opt to just pass the turn because you never know what he could have. I'm just looking at his trash here. He's got up from the deeps, and he can. I don't think he actually banished that stack deck that he played. So I'm just letting him know here. Did he banish stack deck? There we go. It's all vanished. So next turn we have a good turn. We can empower the researcher, and then we're off to the races. We got a bunch of stuff in the discard, in the trash, and we can just pop off. I'm holding up a couple stupefies on Abandon Hall, seeing if I can bait him into something here. Yeah, that's good. I can't do anything about that. The mouse centering is a little bit off for some reason. Not exactly sure why, but yeah, just bear with me here. So he gets rid of Rebuke, which is great for us. You know, he's just getting rid of all of his removal essentially. So he rides the wind, bringing in the cannon, and he gives it assault 2. We're just waiting for focus here. Looking at the stuff he's got, I wonder if I should switch or just try to kill the cannon. I think we should try to switch here, or kill the cannon first. Make him use a bunch of resources. He did just get rid of Rebuke and Starcross and Ride the Wind and a bunch of other good stuff. So what's he gonna do here? He plays something. We have a rebuttal up, so Uh, we could copy it here, to be completely honest, and bounce the knock. I think we do actually copy it. Yeah, okay, so this is a great play. We get another +1 from Abandoned Hall. Kendon's getting -1 because of the Stupefy. We draw and we bounce the Shadow Clone. Did we bounce the Shadow Clone? That Shadow Clone is still there. Did we miss it? I think we missed the bounce that Shadow Clone, actually. Wow, that could actually be pretty impactful here. So I low-key cheated. Okay, yeah, that Shadow Clone should not be there. We should have to go in with the Researcher. So we have a bonus Shadow Clone. Okay. We'll see how much that actually makes a difference. Hopefully not too much. We're at 6 now. So if we wanted to get to 6, we'd have to put the Researcher on the battlefield. And that clone would not be there. Which is still pretty safe because we have Wind and Ghost, so and we can play that because of the Researcher discount. Let's see what he does here. So he goes in with the Tentacle. I'm pretty sure that's fine. Like, it's not like we can do anything. So normally he wouldn't be able to do that with the Researcher there, but let's see what he can come up with and see if it actually makes a difference, because otherwise I may have just cheesed this game out by accident. So if we had Researcher on the battlefield, he doesn't have cannon. I mean, he has 10 in the trash for Rasa for 1 energy or 1 power. Looking in his trash, he has enough from the deep. So he plays a Fizz. No, he's gonna Starcross. Okay. So he would have just bounced the Researcher anyways, I think, and conquered. So it wouldn't have actually made a difference. That's actually good to hear because I didn't know that I cheated in this match when I was recording. So yeah, recycle that Starcross. I think he has another one in there. So we can Starcross the Zed. But we have double Wind and Ghost. I mean, we just bounce both things. Going with Tentacles. And that's the game. If he wants to do Fizz Starcross again. So he leaves 3 up. I wish we had a rebuttal right about now. So we do have Mel empowered. We're just going to stupefy, use as little as many as resources as possible to get this kill. So he's letting me conquer, which is great. I think we're just going to wind and ghost. Yeah, just letting him know that we had 2 power because of the abandoned hall. I think I'm just wondering what he could possibly have. Maybe like a star-crossed. Just being extra safe here. Because you can only star-cross one thing. I think he's about to give GG here. Oh. This is where he asks, he says, if I move to other battlefield, does it work? And if it was reaction speed, I honestly don't know. But then I realized he's playing purple and he probably has Ride the Wind. If it's Ride the Wind, then there's no reaction window because there's no showdown. And also, you can't reply to an action with an action. You can only play it in your next past focus. So yeah, we just roll through. I win. We side in some gear hate. I take out the 1 apprentice mage. I never actually drew that yet. Let's see how it turns out. This is my list. So yeah, we're just deciding, and he just has to pick. I'll just fast forward through this. So we go Threshold of the Gray or Seat of Power, our choices for the second match. Threshold's really good because we just have so many spells. We just get big discounts. He does Treasure Hunter and Seal to start, and I opt to not play the Pickpocket first turn because the tokens are really good into the Treasure Hunter. You can just kill a Treasure Hunter with a token and then conquer a battlefield. And I don't think he's going to be utilizing the seal actually on his turn 2. There's very minimal plays that you'd actually use the seal with. So yeah, we'll just fast forward a little bit. He could Ride the Wind maybe. Oh, he plays a merchant. So yeah, we go in with the token. Threshold. Does he have a stack deck? Yeah, he has a stack deck. He grabs something. And then we just kill his Treasure Hunter with a token. Like. And then we go into Threshold. And now we play the pickpocket and kill that seal because he could probably make more use of it on his third turn rather than his second turn. And we get a treasure. And we also have a stupefy that we can use. I could have played the Eager Apprentice also to the base. But I'm also keeping up the Wind and Ghosts. Just for anything that might come my way. So I bring the pickpocket back. It's probably going to die. I might even just bring the tentacle back, depending. Or just keep it up so that I can Kha'Zix on the cannon. That seems like a pretty good play. Considering Mel here and empowering, but I just pass. I think I'm just gonna play the Kha'Zix and keep up Wind and Ghost. Make him use that purple. He doesn't have much in the discard in the trash. So here I play Kha'Zix. He gets the +2. I wish I had a rebuke here. Or not a rebuke, a rebuttal, sorry. So he wants to ride the wind. I'm trying to put my counters on the Kha'Zix, but he keeps rewinding. Yeah, so he can ride the wind in that Rasa if he wants. And here's where we make a decision. If we want to stupefy the cannon or just trade with it. And I think we just opt to trade with it and keep the token there. And now I can Wind and Ghost that Rasa if I wanted, because I get another bonus energy with the battlefield. But we don't. And he ends up riding the wind. I think he already held on that. Yeah, you held this turn there. I just give him the thumbs up. He can do whatever he wants. So he plays Tide Turner, which actually isn't even bad for us. I'm not sure why he didn't just stay at that battlefield. I really would have had a tough time killing that, but maybe he wants it to survive for some reason. He really wants that Rasa to live. So here I draw Tentacles, which is pretty good tempo right now. I am a bit behind. I just play Tentacles up from the deep. Then I just play the Apprentice to the base. And I have 3 potential up from the deeps that I can play. For 6 energy once I get that Apprentice to the battlefield. So looks like I Wind and Ghost the Rasa. Trying to keep some point tempo and stay on evens. He just plays a seal. I'm not sure if he paid for that, but yeah, whatever. I'll just give that to him. So I just stupefy his merchant. Oh, he plays the Kazakhs. Wow. Okay. So good thing I didn't go in with the apprentice there for an easy kill, because it would have just died immediately. That's why the tentacles are good. So I still kill that merchant and I draw. Bring the pickpocket back. I do a dredge up. Draw. Now I draw the shock blast, and I know that Kha'Zix is going back down to 4 next turn. So I just let it sit there. Don't try to get in there. Not that I can do anything anyways. So he has another Ride the Wind. Goes up to 7. He's on odds, thank goodness. But yeah, I have a pretty tough hold here. He's got potentially 10, now 11 might coming in. So I conquer here, go to 5. I can't empower anything, but I will do a dredge up for 1. That's why the apprentice is really good. So I put a little bit on both. 5 on the right, so the Kazakhs can't just go in and kill it. And now I have 7 on the right, and I just keep playing up from the deeps, and just loading up my board with tentacles. And I also have 2 shock blasts up because it's reduced, so it's 2 energy, 1 power, so I can play both plus the threshold. So I'm sitting pretty good after that couple draws and the tentacles. So he goes in with everything. I immediately shock blast the Kazakhs because it doesn't get the +2. There's not just 1 unit there. And I don't know why he draws there, but I think that's game. I say, why'd you draw? He just says GG, and that's game. I'm like, I win? Come on. Give me the I can't conquer. Okay. So here we have another game versus Fiora. Same deck, same build. The Mel build. I go first, which is huge. I don't have any 2 drops. So I immediately get rid of Fizz because well, there's just nothing to do. And I stack deck into a Traveling Merchant. Not really sure why I take the Traveling Merchant. Oh, I don't. I take out from the deep. Okay, that's a much better decision. Okay. So we just opt out of no 2 drop this game. He plays a Sea Monkey, buffs it. We drop Tentacles. Not too impactful here because he has the 3 might unit on turn 1. He plays Fiora. Goes in. Conquers. And we just have the cannon fodder. We can just go in and conquer that abandoned hall. We can also empower the tomb. And empower Mel and then reduce it to 1. And then we want to go in on abandoned hall because I think he wants to draw. So I'm hoping to get a hold from this tentacle. And we're also holding up a shock blast. I could have played a 2 energy unit here. Because shock blast is reduced by 2 because I have something that's empowered. But he buffs the Fiora that I was going to kill. Well, potentially kill. And now it's a bit of a pain. It's a 5-mite unit. Not sure why he says 6. But it's going to be much more difficult to kill that. We're still in the game with the tentacle getting points. I probably just have to develop here. I can draw one and disempower. We shock blast for free, discarding or recycling, and he riposts. Riposte is such a busted card. The counter. So we just say, okay, bringing the tentacle back. And there's nothing else we can do, really. We can do a dredge up for 1, draw for 1. So we just draw for 1 and then pass the turn. So Fiora's back down to 5. Not sure why he says 6. I didn't really correct him on it. He plays Poppy. We want to get this Ravenbloom student down. We play another Shock Blast. Trying to kill this Fiora. Trying to get it off the field here. Another riposte. Just busted. We're the counter deck here, not him. Not sure exactly why. We just keep getting cooked on the counters. So we can Mel, Legend, and Tentacle in. I think we might have missed that. We're just taking some time here to think. We got a lot of options. So we had 1 floating energy from the Shock Blast that was free. We just used that to draw. We're just going to use the Mel, reduce that to 0, and then Conquer. Pretty simple, pretty standard. Then we're going to re-empower the Mel. Go in with the Ravenbloom student because we have Wind and Ghost and a Stupefy. We could have put another Ravenbloom on that battlefield to definitely get a hold in case he has Punch first or something. We can try and bait that out. But then I think I forget the Fiora just has ganking. And he might just gank over. Yeah, BF Sword gank over. Or Poppy come in, either or. So Poppy's at 8. So he comes in both at the same time. And I'm thinking I might be able to kill off the Fiora if I Stupefy and Wind and Ghost. And I'm not sure if I paid for... No, I did pay for Deflect because of the empowered researcher. So Ravenbloom's at 5. Fiora should be at 4. And I draw because of the Stupefy. We're a little bit discombobulated here with the timing of things. But Fiora goes down to 4 and then back up to should be 7. Oh, so yeah, Fiora just kills my whole board here. He has too much might. At least we got to bounce something. It's not looking too good game 1. So he puts the BF back on the Fiora, and it's just massive. I can't break through that at all. Draw tentacles. We have dredge up for 1. Another dredge up. We also have the tomb for a draw for 1. I don't think my Ravenbloom can get over the that Fiora, but Ravenbloom's at 4, so the only thing is that Fiora can just gank right over. So we play the Wind and Ghost on the Fiora. Bounce it. Finally, no more riposte. Goes up to 5. We pay 1 for Sunken Temple and draw. And then Researcher goes in. Hopefully he doesn't have accelerated unit, but unfortunately he actually does. It is Poppy that we just bounce back to his hand. And I don't realize this. That he has the Poppy in his hand. And that's a huge mistake I make this first game. So we're within 3 points of the victory score, and Poppy gets to come in readied. Yep. Now it's at 8, and I'm just thinking to myself like, oh, I'm just smacking myself because I didn't realize that Poppy would come in readied. So I have nothing for that. Yeah. Now I lose all my discounts. Don't really have a way to get that Poppy off the battlefield. So he'll probably end up just holding for 8. I do have a draw with the tomb, and I can minus it with the... Yeah. So we try to draw with the tomb. Dredge up. This is 2 energy dredge up, but we don't have any other option. Singularity. We don't have... If we had the Researcher, we could... So I just say your win. And I bring in some decrees, and I could have brought in a Ravenbloom Prefect. We switched the Mel's. We switched the Mel to Blue Mel because he has counters. And I auto-lock, just insta-lock this hand. Not even sure if I should have done that because I have so many smaller units. But I do have some hand filtering, which is good. Stupefy is great. Double Stupefy is even better. And we just play a Ravenbloom to base. Could have played it to the battlefield, but I think he wants to hit that other battlefield anyways. Don't have enough for a Shock Blast, unfortunately. So he does come in. And I do have enough for a shock blast, so I can shock blast that immediately and swing tempo pretty huge in my favor. I should probably pay for that shock blast. Does he have a riposte? That would just be the theme of the games that we're playing here. Call to Glory. So that was a bad move on my part. He spent the buff though at least, and now we can come in with the Ravenbloom student. He might just play Fiora to base. Yeah, this Fiora. 3 stupefies, just craziness. So we play a Tentacles. And we go in and we stupefy. Conquer, draw. Fizz is pretty good. So we can double stupefy on Fiora to try to kill it. I think we might try that here. Even though he has full runes up. I mean, like, we're just... So he calls the Glory. And I just admit defeat here. And first mate to probably gank over. Yeah, it's a really strong play. He's got point tempo. He's got the might on the battlefield. He's more developed. The only thing he's lacking is cards in hand. Luckily, we have these tentacles to try to keep the point tempo. So we draw a Tomb. Immediately empower it to empower Mel. And we try to shock blast this Fiora just to get some feelers out and see if we can actually kill this Fiora or not. So he has a riposte, and I'm just like thinking to myself, there's no way I'm going to get riposted again. I'm playing Blue Mel immediately and empowering that thing ASAP. That's his third riposte, and we didn't get a single rebuttal, I don't think. So yeah, first mate comes in. Harness Dragon to kill Fizz, obviously. He's getting low on cards. Another Shock Blast, and we have something empowered, so immediately I'm trying to Shock Blast that Fiora. Kill that thing once and for all. I even did it when he had riposte mana up. Huge blunder on my part. So pay one, draw one. And we just developed the board here. Pit Rookie, it's a 7 might. Can't do anything about the Conqueror. He's at 6. He spent the buff to draw. Pretty strong play. I probably would have first made it and brought that Harness Dragon back because now he's kind of at risk for me killing his board. So yeah, I want to play the blue Mel and empower it. A lot of options here. A lot of options. I could empower the researcher and get dredge ups, and then go in with a Raven Bloom. I opt to just pay a full price dredge up. Punch first, and then we finally top deck the rebuttal, and I'm just like, I'm wondering if I should just copy it. I think, because you just never know if he has that last buff. So yeah, we pump it to 10. We don't really have many things that cost too many runes here, so... And then we just go in with the researcher. I think the tomb and the Mel are also disempowered. Yeah. So he goes in with that, draws a card. That's a 6 might unit. Unsung Hero. He's trying to hold for game here, but we empower Mel. We get a stack deck. That's huge. Immediately Fizz, I'm seeing. So we take Fizz, recycle that. And then we empower the Mel. Finally, I catch on and realize that maybe the empowered Mel is good against Repose. Then we go in with Mel. Conquer score. End the turn. And that should be game. One of these are going to hold. There's no way he can really take both battlefields unless he has Fiora worthy. So here I'm thinking Turn to Dust because he does have those BF swords. And then I lock in. Just waiting for him. Now we have Seat of Power and we're going second. And this seems like a great hand. We have a 2-drop. We have a stack deck. He has Unsung Hero. So we're trying to make use of my battlefield by going into his battlefield. Thinking that maybe we can kill his Unsung Hero, but I think he might have a BF sword. And that would just be a huge swing tempo play for him if he has a BF sword. He can't take out everything, but he can take out my researcher and draw 2. So yeah, he has the BF sword. No, I think he makes a mistake here. He makes a mistake and sacrifices his Unsung Hero when I think he should have just killed my units and saved the sacrifice. But he does draw 4 in channel 1, so there is that trade-off. But I think killing the researcher in his position is a little bit more important. So he makes that mistake. And I just have huge point tempo here. So yeah, I empower the researcher, get my dredge ups. Get another dredge up. Empower the Mel. And I bring the Raven Bloom back and just use another dredge up here. Completely tap out. I don't think he can do too much. He has Fiora BF, which is always a strong combo. Harness is rough. But I do draw another Researcher. And an Up from the Deep. He's trying to get that point tempo and draw those cards. He plays the Harness and... Okay, so we play a Zed. Looking to conquer and get that tempo here, I think. We're ahead on points already. Runes are tied. It's 8-8. And he plays a Fiora to base. Channels. He just has all the options right now. His only downfall is his units are a little bit chunky. Oh, he plays it to the battlefield. Probably buffs it as well. That's going to be a tough battlefield to crack. But we have point tempo, so I don't think we even go in with that. And the Fiora has ganking, so if we just send in a Tentacle to conquer and have the Fiora move over, then we might be able to take the Harness Dragon. So here I'm thinking... Okay, so we go in with Zed, thinking that we're going to get a Shadow Clone and hit that battlefield maybe. If he wants to gank over... So we get the Mel. Because I think I'm going to... empower the Mel here. I end up not empowering anything, just setting up, but leaving up the mana to empower or use the action ability on Zed. So he's thinking... So he comes over with the Fiora, and I just trade the Shadow Clone with the Zed. I probably could have just used a Tentacle to do this, but I wanted him to get the Fiora over so I could actually start taking out his battlefields. So here we can... So he wants the Unyielding Spirit on my Mel Legend. It doesn't do anything. It's not any damage, but he can play it in case he wants to stop like a Shock Blast or something. So he plays it anyway, which is fine. I probably would have saved it. We empower the Mel, and then re-empower the Mel Legend. Now Zed can just freely go in. Thinking about empowering. Okay, so we just. Actually, I'm not sure if I paid for that Wind and Ghost fully. But we do Wind and Ghost his Fiora. And then we stupefy the Harness Dragon after a couple spells. He punches first. So it goes from 4 to 9, so he gets to channel on my turn. We have another Wind and Ghost and a Fizz. So I'm just wondering if I should Wind and Ghost his Dragon, but I really don't want to because of the play effect. So I just let it die. I can either throw up Zed or a Tentacle here. Probably Zed because I can't see him ganking. Yeah, I can't see him ganking over, so I make a Shadow Clone. And I just develop the board. So he's only at 4, and I'm also at 4. I'm holding to 5. He's kind of caught up on points, but we've sacrificed a little bit of cards. But we've used his resources. That's the main thing. We've used Punch first. That's huge. And we've used a couple other things. I forget what they were. But he's going in with Fiora again. With the BF sword. Probably going to equip both BFs. Yeah, that Fiora is huge. I think he channeled as well. Is he going to buff the Fiora? Okay, he busts the dragon. So we draw a Shock Blast. Not really sure what I can do here. I can bounce. So we hit the dragon. We're probably going to bounce that Fiora again. And Empowered Mal just doing work here because he can't counter anything. So we stack deck. Singularity is huge. Just a big spell. Big beefy spell. I think we Wind and Ghost here. For 2 energy and 1 power because of the deflect. He can't counter. And we've played 2 spells. So I think we just go in with Raven Bloom and the Shadow Clone. Banish probably Raven Bloom student or researcher. And I'm thinking he might have a Call to Glory for 3. Or 0, I guess, with the buff. But he would have to... It's only a +2 if he sacrifices the buff. So we go in with 9. I'm assuming you'll kill, yeah, the highest quality targets. And we bring Zed back. And he has to conquer... He has to kill the Shadow Clone, basically. And I say, damn, I finally won with Mel. I was on a big losing streak. That's the video, boys. I hope you enjoyed my Mel list. It's a Mel tempo list, but it has a lot of discounts, so it's very nice to play. You draw lots of cards. You disrupt a lot of things. It's very nice. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Subscribe, and yeah, we'll see you again next time. See ya.